Welcome back to another video on algebra. Today we're going to talk about what is called the distributive law. The distributive law is actually pretty simple. What does it mean to distribute something? Well, the definition of distribute is to hand an amount out to everything equally. Here I have some purple and some yellow dots. If I was to give me and you the same amount of dots, we have two people, so we're going to need to make sure that we hand out 3 purple dots to me and 3 purple dots to you. So we're going to end up needing to double this. So we're going to be timesing this by 2. Let's write that here. So we have 2 times the purple dots. But I'm also going to give you 2 yellow dots and me 2 yellow dots. If you remember to my last video, we used the word and as plus. So we're going to put a plus here. So you're going to get 3 purple dots and 2 yellow dots, and I'm going to get 3 yellow dots and 2 purple dots. We call this the distributive law. So we have two groups. I have, and you have, 3 purple dots and 2 yellow dots. So how many do we have altogether? Well, we have 2 times 3 dots, so we have 6 dots. And we have 2 times 2 yellow dots, which is going to be 4 yellow dots. So let's quickly write this in here. So I'm going to write this in numbers instead. So we have 2 times 3 plus 2 times 2. All right. Now, 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 times 2 is 4. So all up, how many dots do we have? We have 10 dots. So we times this first thing by 2, and then we times this second thing by 2. Now over here, we have the general formula for the distributive law. We have A, B plus C. Instead of using dots, I'm using B and C. So we do A times B, and then we do A times C. So that's the general formula. So let's do a couple of examples using numbers to help better understand this distributive law. So here we have 3 basic examples. First one, we have 3 bracket x plus 2. So in this situation, I'm getting x plus 2, you're getting x plus 2, and someone else is getting x plus 2. So let's work out how many x's and 2's we have altogether. So we have 3. So we're going to times 3 by x, and we're going to times 3 by positive 2. So let's fill this in. So we have 3. We have 3 times x plus 3 times 2. So that can now be simplified. So 3 times x, we just get rid of this times. So we just write this as 3x plus 3 times 2 is 6. Nice and simple. So we've just done this times this, and this times this. Now in this next example, we have some negative numbers. There's a few tricks you can do to make sure that you get the correct answer and that you don't forget a negative. So here in this one, we have 4, and we're going to times by 5, and we have 4, and we're going to times by negative b. So let's write that down. We have 4 times 5, and we also have 4 times negative b. So 4 times 5 is 20, plus 4 times negative b. So we have one negative here, so this is going to be a negative. So we have minus 4b. Now, plus and a minus is just a minus. So we're going to get rid of this plus. So this plus is just a placeholder. We may get rid of it. In this next one, we have negative 3 times z and negative 3 times 1. You know my placeholder is there because I keep saying the word and. We have negative 3 times z plus and negative 3 times 1. So what does this equal? So this equals negative 3z plus negative 3 times 1. Well, it's just going to be negative 3. So let's write that. Negative 3. Whoops. Lost control there. So just like before, we have a plus and a negative on the end. So let's get rid of that plus sign. So the answer is negative 3z minus 3. So the reason why we have this placeholder plus is so that you can write down the negative number and so that you don't accidentally forget it. So let's have a look at a couple more questions which are a little bit longer. This question has 2 sets of brackets. We have to be a little bit careful with our negatives here. First up, we have 4, and in brackets we have 2 plus 3x. So we're going to be timesing this by this, and this by this. And then secondly, we have negative 2, and 5x, and negative 1. So we're going to have to be careful here. So let's write out our expansions. We have 4 times 2 and 4 times 3x. So we're going to put another placeholder plus in. Because I don't just have this, I also have this. So I have this brackets and this brackets. Now let's write out what we do over here. So we have negative 2 times 5x, and we also have, so and another placeholder, negative 2 times negative 1. So let's work this out. So we have 4 times 2, which is 8, and we have 4 times 3x, which is 12x. So let's fill that in. We have 8 plus 12x. This is why I put my placeholder pluses in. We've got a whole bunch of negatives all over the place, and we don't want to forget one. So we have plus negative 2 times 5x is negative 10x plus -2 times -1, which is just going to be 2, because two negatives make a positive. Now, can we get rid of any of our placeholder pluses? Well, we have a plus and a minus in the middle, so let's get rid of that plus. We're left with 8 plus 12x minus 10x plus 2. If you think back to our last few videos, we have some like terms here. So let's combine our like terms. So we have an 8 and a 2, so we're going to put them together. 8 plus 2 is 10. So we have 10. And then we have 12x take away 10x. 12 take away 10 is 2. So this is just plus 2x. So let's put some equal signs in. And we are done. So the distributive law is just about timesing what's outside the brackets with what's inside the brackets.